響，我哋一定要保護我哋嗰啲細路仔，係咪？我知道佢燒咗嚟嗰陣時候，佢有啲毒氣出嚟啦。呢樣我肯定有啦。So 如果你哋唔介意啦，你可以上嚟講俾我哋聽，或者我俾個咪俾你都得。你講我聽，你有啲咩關心？ Oh yeah, let me speak in English. Okay, I'm sorry. So I'm Senator Chang. I just got back from Albany today, and in the last 4 days we were discussing the budget in Albany, and included in that budget was the refusal of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle to roll back on the CLCPA initiative in regards to energy. Now we know included in this CLCPA is the shift to green energy and electricity. Don't get me wrong, I like that idea. I like clean energy. If you follow my Facebook page, you'll see that I often talk about my daughter from 6 years ago. My two daughters did a 6-year study, long before I was a senator, long before I was interested in politics. My daughters did a study, an environmental and ecological study of the Indian Point nuclear power plant. In 2020, and I still have pictures of that project, it's on my Facebook page, just so you know I'm not full of it. A 10-year-old girl knew that this day was coming, where we're going to be short 25% of our electricity, and that we must grid it in from another state. As it turns out, we're buying it from the same company, Entergy, which formerly owned Indian Point nuclear power plant. Now there's talks about reopening Indian Point nuclear power plant, 6 years after they shut it down. But that's the short story. The mandate is that by the year 2030, if you build a house shorter than 6 stories, you can't have gas. It must be all electric stoves, dryers, heating. The problem is we don't have enough of them. And one of their solutions is to install these battery storage units all over the city, all over the state. So before I became a senator, I went to one of these protests on McDonald Avenue where I didn't like that idea. I heard from officials and I heard from neighbors and other people that, this is not a good idea. I did my own research. I realized that when these units when they catch fire, it's near impossible to put out. And once I became a senator, I learned that they're about to build one on 86th Street and 17th Avenue. So I wrote a bill to stop that. No BESS stations within 500 feet of a residential building or a school. That's reasonable for New York City, but still it has not passed. This year, Senator Jessica Scarcellus-Fanton from Staten Island wrote another bill similar to mine, and she increased that distance to 1,000 feet. And that's very wishful thinking, but 1,000 feet is very long distance for New York City. You're basically telling them you can't build it, period. So I can't even pass 500 feet, so it's going to be very difficult to pass 1,000 feet. Of course, I wish one of these laws would pass. That would help us out a lot. I don't like these BESS stations. So I spoke to the fire department. They said it takes 40 to 50,000 gallons of water to ice down a Tesla fire, to bring the battery down below 500 degrees Celsius so that it is not below ignition point. That's the ignition point for the battery, 500 degrees Celsius. These batteries do overheat and they do catch fire. Warwick, New York, and Orange County, in the last 3 years, that battery station over in Warwick caught fire 3 times, and each time one of those batteries burned for days. They couldn't put it out. And that's also within 1,000 feet of a school. Our children are in this school. Our neighbors are living right there. I asked for a show of hands, how many people live over here on 63rd and 64th Street, and there was quite a few of you. And I'm sure you're very concerned about this station. Now, 9 Dots Energy approached me a couple of months ago, and that's when I started planning this town hall meeting. They told me that they're going to build that battery storage unit right there. And I said to them, oh, I don't like the location. Why do you have to put it there? And by the way, I promise you one thing, right? I will never take donations from companies like that. That harm our community. That's just not me. No casinos, no energy companies. In fact, I speak with very clear conscience. But anyway, so now they know I'm holding this town hall, and they wish to speak to me once again after this town hall to get the sentiments of the neighbors. So that's why we're here, and I'm very grateful that you're here, so that I can I can get everybody's opinions. Now I can see already that if you're here, you're very concerned about it. So I kind of can understand, where this is going to go, right? And look, there's positives and negatives to everything, right? Everything 有好處有唔好嘅地方, right? So I can't think of too many positive things personally about this BESS station. So if you can, all right, it's going to supply our energy, right? It's going to help boost our air conditioner at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I get that, right? We never had that problem before they shut down IPEC, before they shut down the nuclear power plant. I tell you right now, if you give me a choice, right, reopen IPEC, or because IPEC never blew up in 60 years. It opened in 1974. Right? I'm sorry, 1954. It never caught fire. They never had an accident over there. Right? And that's 1954 technologies. I'd much rather have a nuclear power plant in Buchanan, New York, than a battery station right here in our backyards. So anybody wishing to speak, 而家邊個想講嘢啦？唔該個手，我俾個mic俾你啊。